Chapter 5, Measure Important Metrics. In this chapter, we will be covering the following topics: how to create email campaigns, and how to run marketing reports, and how to use them. Regarding setting regular email campaigns, there are some metrics that you want to keep an eye out for, such as open rate and unsubscribes from clients. The first one is easy. How many people are actually opening the emails you send? So in that case, we do have reports to take a look at that. And then secondly is seeing how many clients are currently subscribed or unsubscribed from your email notifications. And that is also something that we will be able to see from our reports. So keeping a close eye on these metrics can be an important way to show you what your members like to see, what they don't like to see, and what actually gets them to take an action and visit your site or landing page. So with that being said, let's take a look at the reports that we have available in the system to track our email campaigns. All right, so right now we are logged in as a staff member and we are in the reports section. So it's either going to be in your top navigation bar if you did pin it. If not, you can locate it in your app drawer. And from your app drawer, you can go ahead and go to view all and locate it under the R section for reports. So once we're in the reports, there are a few that we want to look at. So like we mentioned, we probably want to, measure important metrics like, how many people are subscribed, right? Keeping an eye out on, are these emails actually being sent out? Or maybe people are giving us invalid emails, or, the open rate. So there's a bunch of things that we can go through. So what we're going to do is we're going to be covering 3 different reports that we have. And that would be the lead management report, the conversion tracking report, and the email campaign. Now, in terms of the email campaign, that is something that we actually looked at previous chapter in terms of how to create an email campaign, right? So when we're setting up that email, I can say, hey, track it as a campaign. And then that's kind of where that relates to the report that we'll be looking at soon. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at the email campaign first. So all of our emails are going to, for the most, be under marketing. One of them will be in a different place. So let's go to marketing first. And underneath here, we're going to be able to see the email campaign report. So let's go ahead and open that up. And then now we're on the report, and obviously just like most of our reports, you are able to filter by a date range. So you can go ahead and do that. Right now it's just defaulted to this month for me, March. And so far I've only sent out one campaign, or at least I've only marked one of the campaigns to be trackable. So you can see that it was created on March 21st. It is sent by myself, Carrie. The campaign was called Halloween Special 2022. I have unopened 59, open 0, failed is 15, which we saw actually earlier in our earlier chapter that 15 of those clients actually had settings that were disabled for that type of marketing that we were sending out. So 15 were failed. None awaiting. So awaiting could be maybe it's in queue, right? In the email queue, it's not being sent out yet. So it'll also tell if there's any awaiting. And then the total number of emails sent, which is 74, which is the unopened, the open plus the failed and any awaiting. If you want to view the body of the email itself, we can click on view email to see that. And it's going to show us how that actually looked like to our clients. So that's over here. Okay. And now you will notice that any of these are actually a hyperlink. So we can actually click on this digit if we want. I'm going to open up in a new tab to see how that looks like. And then once that loads, essentially what it happens is actually just ran the same report again with a specific filter of what we selected, which was how many were unopened. So now it'll show me 60 unopened, and these are all the clients that have not opened it yet. And obviously if they were open, then the status will indicate that it's opened. Okay. So that's what happens when you click on the hyperlink. It essentially brings up the list of the clients that belong under that category. So we can very easily see how many of these emails are actually opened by our clients. And, that can probably help us a little better understand, right? Well, if people are opening it, but we are not really seeing any traction in terms of this campaign, maybe people are just opening it and ignoring it, right? And that's a great reflection point, right? Hey, maybe there's something that we need to change about our marketing strategies, right? Maybe our emails aren't really popping, or maybe we're not really targeting the right clients or the right audience. That's a great way for us to kind of determine those kind of things too, based on how many of them are open, but maybe versus how many people are taking action. Okay. So that's the first email that we have as the email campaign. And that's if you selected that to be tracked as a campaign. All right. The next one we want to take a look at in terms of marketing related reports would be the conversion tracking. So if we go ahead and go under clients section, and under here we go ahead and scroll down, there is a report here called conversion tracking report. So let's go ahead and click on that. So on this report, again, we do have a date range that we can play around with based on what we want to see. But the key thing here is actually on the top right-hand side. So what I can do is track the conversion from one client type to a different client type. So let's say, for example, any of your prospective clients will be, let's say, probably a prospect, right? Maybe they filled out a lead capture form, right? And they're still a prospect. Great. Maybe I want to see how many of the prospects have converted into an active member or a gold membership, right? Let's say those are what I was interested in. Based on the date range, it'll tell me exactly how many clients and which clients converted from a client type of prospect to the converted client type of gold membership and active member within that date range. So very great tool, because you can now see, hey, like our lead capture widgets and what we're offering feasible for our clients, right? Are they interested? Again, if they're not, maybe we have to change some tactics about how we're marketing it, right? Maybe what we're offering isn't really that enticing to our clients. So now we can go ahead and see those conversion. And like I said, it's any client type to a different client type and with any date range that you select. So that is the conversion tracking report. And again, that is located under the clients section. Now, last but not least, we have the lead management report. So with the lead management report, that is also located under the clients section. So under here, we have lead management. So let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, so here is the lead management report. So right now I'm just looking for the whole year of 2022, just so that we actually have some data to look at. We can see that lead management will show us that there has been 5 total leads and 5 of them are active pass holders. And obviously that could also indicate maybe we're giving out free session passes that we've created as purchase options with the client types attached to it. So that might be why they're active pass holders. But if you didn't, or maybe the purchase option that you created to give it to them for free was as a prospect, then yeah, their client type would probably have been still a prospect. So in this case, we can easily see right through our lead management how many leads have come through, again, in a specific date range. We can see exactly the information for that specific client that they filled out. Okay, and then we can see in terms of status, right, we can maybe convert them. Hey, we know, you know what, they're actually no longer new. I know that they're active because maybe I've reached out as let's say a front desk receptionist. I've reached out. They're actually active now. We can actually go ahead and change these statuses over here, right? And you can see that right now it's new, but I can change it to active. Or maybe I reached out to them and they're entirely not interested and I know not to reach out to them again. I can also mark them as not interested and save that, so that whoever else comes in to run this lead management report and they want to take action, maybe to follow up with these leads, they know not to reach out to Damian Wilson, right? Because I've already marked them as not interested. And obviously if they're already active, right? Let's say someone marked them as active. Well, then, okay, I know I don't have to reach out to Haley because, well, she's already converted, right? She's already an active member as part of the community of the studio, right? Don't reach out to her. So we have these options for statuses to update as needed on the lead management for us to track the leads that are coming in through our widget or any leads that our staff have been tracking through the system's back end.